All right, I'm back in here in Johnson. I feel like a teacher again, and I wanted to go over ramp problems with you. So I thought I'd try the whiteboard. So hopefully this works for you. Okay, so when you have a ramp problem, we want to draw a picture, and the pictures are always helpful if the angle is less than 45. It just makes it a little bit easier to see what's going on. So here's our angle theta. And now we have an object on the ramp. And we're looking at an object with friction. So if we drew the forces in on this, clearly that we have a gravitational force pulling straight down. We also have the normal force acting perpendicular to the surface. And in this case here, we also have a friction force. That's going to resist the motion. So gravity's going to try to pull this down, and friction is going to resist that, in this case here. So right away, we need to figure out our coordinate axes. So for projectile motion problems, it makes sense that our axes are parallel and perpendicular to the ramp. So down the ramp will be positive, the positive direction. Perpendicular to the ramp will also be the positive direction. So the next step then is we need to put our forces, we need to find the components for each of those. So to do that, we're going to take the force of gravity and we're going to split it into its components. And so there's a part of gravity that's perpendicular to the ramp, and then a part of gravity that's parallel to the ramp. So this is our right angle. So we're going to call this FG normal, because it's the part of gravity that's perpendicular or normal to the ramp. And here we got FG ramp. All right, that's the part of gravity that's down the ramp. So again, FG normal is pulling in this direction. FG ramp is pulling in this direction, or down the ramp. Okay, to find those, we need to figure out where the angle is. Now the way we drew it, it's pretty obvious that if this is theta here, it's going to be theta here. We can do a proof on that if you wanted to. It's not too hard to do, but we'll skip it for now. And we'll just say from our diagram that this is theta. Okay, so once we have that, it's pretty easy to find FG normal and F gram. So if we look at the side opposite the angle, that'll be FG ramp. So we can say sine theta is going to be equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. And for us, the opposite is FG ramp. And the adjacent is just FG, the force of gravity. I'm sorry, the hypotenuse is just FG, the force of gravity. And the same way we can write out for cosine theta, we're going to have the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And the adjacent side is FG normal. And the hypotenuse again is FG. Okay, so we can take these two and we can move them around. Clearly the force of gravity is just going to be mass times the acceleration of gravity. So that's something that we should have on here, that because where g is the acceleration of gravity. Now I'm not putting negative 9.81 in here for it. We're going to use the diagram to get our directions right, the plus and minus. So plus is upward, down the ramp is also plus. And so we're going to use those to keep track of it. All right, when we put this in here, we can solve for FG ramp. And we get FG ramp is equal to, the FG comes up, I'll just put mg for the force of gravity. And the same way here, FG normal is going to be equal to mg cosine of theta. Okay, so this is what we're going to use on all these ramp problems over and over again. The force of gravity that's down the ramp is equal to mg sine theta, and the force of gravity that's pulling something directly into the ramp or fighting the normal force is going to be mg cosine theta. Okay, so with that in mind here, we can write out some equations. I'm getting a little crooked. All right, so if we look at the sum of we're going to use Newton's law now. The net force, Newton's second law, is equal to mass times acceleration. And we're going to break this both into a vertical and a horizontal. Well, not in this case, perpendicular to the ramp and parallel to the ramp direction. So we have parallel to the ramp. We have two forces that are acting on it, the force of friction and FG ramp. So FG ramp is in the positive direction, so I'll write FG ramp minus the force of friction, because force of friction is opposite our positive direction, and that's going to be equal to the mass times the acceleration down the ramp. So I'll just leave that as A, because we're going to look at how this box accelerates down the ramp. So this equation is going to show up over and over again. And in the same way, we can do the same equation, but perpendicular to the ramp. And in that case, we have two forces also, F normal and FG normal. Now, we also going to look at, is this thing accelerating perpendicular to the ramp? It's not jumping off the ramp, it's not falling to the ramp, it's only going to slide along the ramp. So, perpendicular to the ramp, we can say that the acceleration perpendicular is equal to 0. And in that case, the net force has to be equal to 0. And the net force here, I'll put F normal, because that's in the positive direction, minus the force of gravity in the normal direction. That's going to equal 0, because we have no acceleration in that direction. And so this simplifies out to the normal force is going to be equal to Fg normal. And this will also happen a lot. So we got two equations here that we're going to use a lot, along with these equations here too. And that's going to be the setup for all of our ramp problems. All right, when we couple this with friction, and that's the idea in the book too, that the force of friction is going to be dependent on the coefficient of friction times the normal force. All right, now coefficient of friction, there are two different types. You can have static coefficient of friction when things are not moving, and we have the kinetic coefficient of friction. So we also have, for this here, we have the static, and we can also have kinetic, depending on whether these are sliding or not sliding. And we'll go into those more when we have an example problem. So, for example, if this was at rest, and we wanted to find out if it'll start sliding or not, we would have to compare the force of gravity down the ramp to the force of friction when we're using the static coefficient of friction. If this thing was already sliding, then we would have to use the kinetic coefficient of friction. So those two are going to come up, and we'll see. But overall, this is the introduction to our equations that we're going to use over and over again. We got an equation for the coefficient for the friction force. We have an equation for the force of gravity down the ramp and perpendicular to the ramp. And then we have Newton's second law, both parallel to the ramp and perpendicular to the ramp. And as you can see, what's going to happen is the normal force is going to be Fg normal, so that will come into here. And then we can put these together to solve some problems. So we'll leave this one here, and then we'll do one example problem, and that'll be coming up next.